Welcome to my January 29th Creating Photos and Videos episode. Today we're talking Cinamaker and connecting devices via Ethernet. I finally determined my best Wi-Fi connection setup. And now I figured out how to best connect my iOS devices together using Ethernet with the help of Benjamin Nowak from Cinamaker. And with the help of Benjamin, but also help from Jamie McDonald, an Olympus visionary who's a guy in Michigan who's willing to help everybody. I figured out how to connect my OM-D E-M5 II mirrorless camera to the pool of cameras that I use when I'm recording with Cinamaker. First, let's look at how we set up the Ethernet connection. You need an Ethernet to Lightning adapter for iOS devices. And next you need Ethernet cables for each iOS device, and then you need something to connect them to. So a router, a hub, or a switch will work. I had some old 5-port hubs, so I used one of those, and all my iOS devices worked. To add a real camera to this pool, first the camera must be HDMI capable, meaning you can plug in an HDMI cable to it. In some cases that you may have even gotten such a cable when you purchased the camera. And the camera should produce what's called clean HDMI output. This means that just the video is being sent out to the recording device or display device, and not all the overlay information that you see in the back of the camera when you're making a video. In addition, you need a special encoder HDMI camera adapter device. I purchased one directly from Cinamaker for $199 just to make sure I was getting the right thing. I connected the encoder with Ethernet cables to the hub that I was using to connect all the iOS devices, and then I connected my EM5 II to the encoder via the HDMI cable. It didn't work. And after a conversation with Benjamin at Cinamaker, I learned that the hub just wasn't sufficient. The hub is really kind of a dumb device. It just passes connections on. A switch is a little bit smarter, but it was a router that I actually needed. I needed a router that would assign IP addresses to each device that was connected to it. Well, fortunately, a friend of mine gave me a router that I could try out. It was a 4-port router. So when I plugged all the devices into the router as opposed to the hub, my camera showed up. It was displayed. It was one of the input devices into Director Pad, including 2 iOS devices, but I wasn't getting clean HDMI out. As you can see in this clip, all the information that I would normally see if I were holding the camera and recording video is what I was getting and what was being fed to Director Pad. And that is not what I want. I did, however, figure out how to change that display so I was getting fewer things. I'm just getting the exposure compensation, the recording, blinking recording icon, and a couple other things, as you can see in the clip that I'm showing you now. But I figured, okay, they're on the edges really, and I could probably crop that out, and I still have, and I'm able to record video from a camera, a real camera, that I can put interchangeable lenses on. So it was great strides, but a lot of frustration, but it was kind of fun because I love trying to solve those kinds of problems. I want to really thank Benjamin Nowak. He was great in talking to me on the phone and helping me through this whole process. And of course, Jamie McDonald, he was a big help as well. The one part where he definitely helped me was the HDMI cable I had with an older OM-D camera didn't work with the EM5. And so I bought a cable just like he had bought and used with a different kind of setup, but the same idea. And so you have to be careful of all your cables. And some of my older Ethernet cables didn't work, so I just bought 5 brand new cables. They were Cat 5e, I think. So this is just another installment in the continuing adventure of my trying to use Cinamaker in a variety of ways. So thanks very much for checking in on this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.